Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and today we are talking all about dancing for relevancy. You know that I love this day of the week. So, this week was Cirque du Soleil week, which is the first time they've ever done that, and I think it's brilliant. I think it's a great idea, way to keep the show fresh, awesome. The only issue I had with it was that I felt like both the shows and what was the other and Love by the Beatles. Those two shows got a little bit more love than the others because there are so many Cirque du Soleil shows that they could have done. They could have done Zarkana. They could have done Kidam. They could have done Salting Bonko. They could have done Dralian. They could have done Iris. So I was a little disappointed that those two got a little bit more love than the others. But really, I mean, that's just like a small, tiny grievance. Everything else was just incredible. Outstanding. And then in terms of the okay, so let's talk about Amber Rose. Okay, so last week Amber Rose said she felt uncomfortable. She felt like she might have been slut shamed or body shamed or whatever the hell it was because Julianne said she felt uncomfortable during the dance. And Julianne was like, look, I'm judging your dancing, and if that felt uncomfortable, I apologize, but it shouldn't have, because then if anyone should have felt, well, she didn't say this next part, but honestly, if anyone should have felt uncomfortable, it should have been Max, because he's the one that choreographed it. So, but I will say, I was prepared for Amber Rose to make it a much bigger deal than it was on the show. It really wasn't. And she actually accepted Julianne's apology, and she was like, okay, yeah, because it was not meant as that. You can tell, like, she was just uncomfortable at the sexual nature of the dance and not having anything to do with the salsa. And has nothing to do with, what she was wearing. Because she said, well, there's all these other girls that are wearing half naked and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's not what it was about. It wasn't about that at all. It was all about the movement. And it was all about the movement you were sharing with Max. And that was Max. Well, he choreographed it. So, anyways, I'm glad that was dealt with. On Tuesday, we said goodbye to two people. Because this week was a double elimination week. And we said goodbye to both Allison and Babyface, I know, and Vanilla Ice and Whitney. I was disappointed. See, with Vanilla Ice, it was with Babyface, it was between him and Maureen, and I knew Maureen would stay. I knew it because last week, even though Maureen is she's not going to make it to the end, but she's doing really good in the competition. And last week she did really good, and Babyface did not do that good. So I was like, yeah, that's bye-bye Babyface. And then with Vanilla Ice, he was up again. It was between them two and Jana and Gleb. And that could have gone either way. Either way, I would not have been surprised. Jana's great, but she's stuck in that middle of the pack. And Vanilla Ice was doing really great, but then last night he had not a great night last night. So either way it would have happened, I would have not been surprised. And so I totally was not surprised, but I will say Vanilla Ice looks damn good for his age, right? He looks incredible. I would still hit it. I would. He could get it anytime he wants. Yes. I can't do that. Yeah. But you know what? I can only do it with this one hand, because if I tried to do it with this hand, I can't straighten that middle, the ring finger. I can't straighten that. That's weird. It's just my right hand. I can't do it. But my left hand, I got it. So, whatever. Anyways, I love Vanilla Ice. He's great. So, he'll be missed. Okay, so here's the biggest what the fuck moment from Tuesday's show, right? Okay, so apparently Sasha and Emma got engaged. Like, they did this dance together. It's not uncommon to see them dancing together, right? And after the dance, he says, I'm going to let Thomas, Bergeron, says, I'm going to let Sasha host the show. And I'm going, what the fuck? Okay. And I'm thinking that he's going to, like, you know, pop out and scream and scare somebody or whatever, because that's what he normally does, right? No, he gets down on one knee and proposes to his dance partner, Emma, and she said yes. So I had to do a little research, right? Because I was like, are you kidding? I was like, first of all, I no offense to Sasha, I did not know that he was heterosexual, so I apologize for having that weird misconception. And second of all, I didn't even know they were dating, right? So I looked online. Apparently, they've been dating for 5 years. Where the fuck have I been? How have I not known that? Wow. Wow. Well, shit. Okay, well, they've probably known each other a lot longer than Kim Hershevek and her husband have, right? So, mazel tov to the happy couple. Hopefully you'll get married on television. Maybe they'll do like maybe they'll do like a little mini series, you know, where they cover the wedding, you know, Sasha and Emma's wedding, right? Fingers crossed. Derek Huff did this number on Tuesday, and I don't know if the sync was off, but like he did this number where he was playing the drums, he composed it, and he was dancing and all that. And, you know, it's great. It was very Michael Flatley, Lord of the Dance. If you follow me on Twitter, you know, it was very that. And he is obviously the Lord of the Dance. Like, I'm sorry, he took a girl with no feet to second place on Dancing with the Stars. That's impressive. Like, I don't care, you know. She was awesome. He was awesome. It's insane. And he's won the mirror ball how many times? 6. 6 fucking mirror balls he's got. Okay, we get it. You're fierce. And he showed it once again. Like, he showed how fierce he was. The best part was, so he danced with Mary Lou, and their tribute was to Ka, which is playing at the MGM Grand. And I like Ka. Ka's a good show. And they did a Paso Doble. And the Paso Doble, I will say, it was pretty fierce because the music was fierce. The staging and choreography was fierce. It was pretty great. But Mary Lou was a little stiff. And she got the exact same score that she did the week before, all 7s. And she thought she did better than last week. And she asked Derek, she's like, well, didn't I do better than last week? And he was like, no. Just flat out no. And she's like, did I do wrong things? And he was like, yeah, a lot of them, but it's fine. I mean, let's be real. He doesn't really, I mean, dude, would you really want, I mean, I don't know. It seems like, I love that fact that he was honest with her right from the start. He was like, yeah, no, you did better in dress rehearsal. So good for him for being honest. Because, you know, a lot of those pros, they say things to keep their stars motivated, you know, to keep them up. Although we had an issue this past week with Artem and Maureen McCormick. You know, because she was having a very difficult time. Because, like, this is how I know that Maureen will not make it to the end. And I love her. I love me some Marsha Brady. And Rebecca Hotchkiss. Let's not forget, she was the original Rebecca Hotchkiss on Passions. The greatest soap ever. But she was having issues. And Artem was having issues, too. And you were seeing them clash. So that was a little bit upsetting, because he was even questioning whether he was in the right business or not. I was like, okay, calm down, honey. It's not that big of a deal. And they did do an all male number on Monday. Was it Monday? On one day they did this all female number. I think it might have been last week. And then on Tuesday this week they did an all male number. But not all the guys were in the number, right? Derek was not in the number. But it was Max, Val, Gleb, Artem, and Alan Burstyn. First of all, good choice with Alan Burstyn. Totally hot. And it was a good number. It was fine. It wasn't all that amazing. You know, it certainly wasn't Derek's Lord of the Dance, even if Derek's Lord of the Dance was slightly out of sync. Because you could tell that some of the pieces of it were pre-recorded, obviously, because there's no way he could make all those different changes and shit, right? But the pre-recorded bits were not synced to the music properly. Maybe that's just where I was, but and anyway, so I'm definitely looking forward to next week. Next week is the where they talk about the most important year of their lives. Hopefully, some of them will have years before 2000. Okay, because almost every single one 6 months ago, last season, they all had years after the year 2000. I was like, really? Those are all the most important years of your life? I know Mary Lou will have some year in the 70s for Taxi. I know she will, right? We'll see. But anyways, thank you for watching. Follow me on Twitter at Angel Benton. Hashtag Dancing for Relevancy, because then I know that you're chatting with me. If you hashtag Dancing for Relevancy. And I will see you tomorrow when I'm talking Below Deck. Bye.